Alright guys, we're 3 days in now on getting this catalyst on the lake. Starting to learn some really good stuff. The first day was a struggle, and went back to the shop, worked that evening and changed a lot of stuff. Different suspension, different angles. Brought it back out yesterday, made a huge gain, and kind of took notes on what we need to do. Went back to the shop, and again today it's like a whole new sled. So we're close, we're getting really close. I think I got about 50 miles on, so nothing crazy, but the progress Dad and I made the last 3 days is huge. Sled's finally getting to be pretty drivable. When you're lower down on this ice racing, setup is like 95% of the race, maybe 5% rider. Like if you don't have a good setup, you're out to lunch, so to speak. So yeah, trying to find what's fast. We haven't done any clutching or speed testing with this sled yet. I know the boys in Minnesota have done a little bit, but all depending on if we race Pine Lake or not. We'll probably go test no matter what and try and get some speed out of these. But yeah, day 3. First few laps we were just a little tight, so on our torsion spring adjustments we have 3 different size settings on the block. I was on 1.1 and clicked it up to 2.2, and we have a little bit stiffer valving package than what you can get stock. So ice sleds, you know, are finicky and take a lot of fine tuning, so that's what we're doing. But finally get some riding clips instead of just sitting in the shop and talking. So hang out with us a little bit. Alex is going to film some practice laps, and we'll get this thing dialed in. We're going to talk about studs for a minute. Ice racing is really big on stud placement and how many studs we have in per belt and whatnot. So just to give you a really quick example, how like reactive they are to studs right now, and we'll show you. But I had every 12th stud out on our outside belt, so every 12th stud was out, and the sled was a touch too tight. So we're going to put them back in, and then we're going to take every 9th out on the outside belt. It'll probably take away about 2, maybe 4 studs per rotation off the ice, and that's going to be a really huge change as far as loosening up the back end of the sled and kind of freeing it up, get rid of that ski lift. So kind of a little tidbit of information. Everybody knows it, so it's not a secret, but they're really reactive and sensitive to how many studs we have in, and a lot of times when we're fine tuning, it just comes down to taking some out or putting some back in. But like 2 studs on the ice more is a really big change, which is kind of crazy. But so that's what we're doing right now. I'm gonna try it one more time. We don't have ideal weather. The ice is pretty soft, so when the ice is soft, you can end up chasing your setup all day. So we're not gonna do that. I just want to do some things, learn what the sled does when I change it, and be happy with that. So that's what we're doing.